What's up, everybody? You guys are tuning in. Want to thank y'all real quick. This is the first episode of the fucking Angel Is podcast. Got a special guest today. Got motherfucking Thanks Chris, a.k.a. Reshin the Fleshin, a.k.a. Christopher. Thanks for doing this, bro. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. Fucking want to go ahead and fucking, how would you start this off, dog? Like, say I was a long lost relative. How would you describe yourself to me? Like, what are you into, dog? What are you about?
Well, I'm 33 years old. I'm from Azusa, California. I make beats, production. I also make videos. I do a little bit of everything. I'm talking about creating content or...
Yeah, just in general, trying to build your brand, huh?
Yeah,
so, like, mostly about your production game, like, how long have you been doing that? Just from our previous discussions, probably been doing that, like, about 10 years, right?
Yeah, about 10 years.
About a whole decade in?
About 22, 23 years old.
For sure.
Yeah, about 2012 maybe.
Damn. That don't sound that long ago, huh? Well, that shit is long ago. That was the year I was graduating high school, huh?
2011, 2012.
Yeah, so what initially, like, got you started? Like, did you want to make beats because somebody led you that way, or was it, like, something that you just wanted to do on your own?
Nah, for sure. I think that was something I wanted to do on my own ever since a youngster. Like, I always liked hip-hop. I always was infatuated with the production side of hip-hop.
Specifically?
Behind the scenes, more of, like who was creating the beats of the songs that I was listening to.
Yeah.
Who was responsible for that kind of stuff, you know what I mean?
Like, who was bringing it together, yeah.
I was reading the credits on the albums, like, oh, yeah, this such and such made this, whether it be, like, Warren G, DJ Quick, Dr. Dre, whoever.
Shit, even Johnny J, huh?
Johnny J, for sure.
Okay, there's a lot of names that really affected the classic, the 90s era of hip-hop that don't get discussed, like a Johnny J, right?
Right, for sure.
Because if you don't have Johnny J, you don't have a lot of mega hits from Tupac.
Really,
yeah. You're missing out on a lot of Tupac, and if you're missing out on Tupac, you're missing out on the West Coast.
Yeah, a big piece of it anyways. Maybe the heart of it.
So when you got started that time ago, has it been like just a straight path? Like you never stopped? Was there at any point like where you went off, like you stopped for a whole 6 months or a whole 8 months, or what has it been every year since then?
It's probably been every year since then. I mean, of course, there was those moments where you take a break and, you know, gather yourself creatively, mentally, and all that. Try to get your creative juices flowing again. But I mean, never. I don't think I've ever stopped more than like a month, if that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
If that, yeah. Just little life moments that happen.
Maybe a week, two tops. But and even then, my mind is always like, damn, I got to get back to it. I got to get back to it.
Yeah, I'm sure you could even hear the beats in your head sometimes, huh?
For sure.
Is that like a thing that you go through? Like you'll hear, like, do you ever hear a melody or something just like start playing out to you?
Oh, well, a lot of the times it's me like listening to the radio and it's me hearing a song like, oh damn, like that's something I could be flipping, you know what I mean? Like, and that's something that, or it's something catchy enough for me to remember it all the time, you know what I mean? Or even to the point where I get out of the car and I'm still humming it.
Yeah, that's when
I know I gotta maybe do something with it.
That shit's fun, but sometimes that shit sucks. Yeah. Like when you can't get a song out of your head, like, that shit just be attached to you like a fucking tapeworm and shit, just fucking with you. Especially if you can't even figure it out. Sometimes I'll think about a song from whether it's an oldie or something, and then I can't remember what it is, and I'll have to like ask people like, hey, do you know what this song is? It goes kind of like this. And I don't have it down pat, and then it just bothers me, you know? Right. I'll just think about it for weeks.
Yeah.
So, like, mostly your creative process, what is it like? Like, do you lean towards, like, sampling, or do you lean towards just getting going with your own instruments?
Whatever the vibe is, you know, sometimes, I mean, usually, at the beginning, I was always about sampling and starting and basing it from there, but then over time, you know, as I got better, I was just either playing my own chords or, you know, choosing my own sounds or creating my own melodies or whatever the case be. But for sure, sampling is a big part of it. And also just, being creative on my own, not sampling, just all original stuff.
Yeah, for sure. What would you say is, like, the more challenging aspect of it, of those two differences? Or is it, like, around the same? Like, because sampling, a lot of times, right, it's like, even if you get the sample right, it's still like a trick to actually to get the beat
to get
started.
it in time and all that, to get
yeah.
some sound the way I want it. Sometimes I'll even put the whole sample down and then I have to even switch it after that. You know what I mean? Like, so either switch the pitch or say I lay the track out and I still ain't liking the way that sample's sitting. Maybe I just flip the whole sample again with everything I already did. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, still keep that bass structured.
Yeah, and just flip it again to see if it sounds better a different way. But it's just, I mean, I'm gonna say the hardest aspect is just getting started. I mean, it's just starting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, once that ball starts rolling, that's it. Then the fucking engine's going. You know
For sure, yeah. Because definitely, I know from our sessions, like that's something that I absolutely learned. Like just working with you and seeing you guys work is that like the first two sounds take a good amount of time. Like it always like that's the rough part. Like that's where you're trying to just build some speed up, and then once that gets going, it seems like everything just starts falling in like pretty fucking quick. And like that was something that I really tripped out on your guys' artistic process. Like that it was actually like that, you know, like because usually. From an outside perspective, you don't really see what goes into it. Like I know me from writing, like if I catch one vibe, it could kind of shoot straight through.
Right.
Like I could just knock a track down in 30 minutes, in an hour, you know.
Right.
I'm not one of those 10-minute guys, you know, but I know that like if once I catch the vibe and I don't lose it, I don't get a distraction or I don't allow myself to kind of get, you know, off path, I know I'll just run through it. But I seen that like you guys going like once the two sounds are in and then it just kind of like falls in place. It happens pretty quick.
Then it's only like 10 minutes after that.
Yeah, and then before you know, you have a whole banger just knocking. That was definitely a dope thing to see.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, other than that, like, well, who were some of like the early producers that like you try to like not replicate but just
emulate, maybe?
Yeah, emulate like that just had a real like if I want to do something, I want to do it similar to this, but in my own way, in my own touch.
I mean, I'm gonna say J Dilla, of course.
J Dilla,
Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna go like the boldest ones, Dr. J Dilla. I mean, DJ Quick, DJ Battle Cat.
Heavy West Coast influence, right?
Like you said earlier, Johnny Jam, and all those guys are influenced for sure. Like everything. Warren G was like, I mean, that was like the first CD I ever had was Warren G Regulators, and that was a youngster. That was like first grade.
Which that's just a fucking.
I mean, it wasn't my CD, but it was.
Yeah, but that was one in your rotation, you know what I mean? Which that's just like it's almost it's almost disrespectful how we kind of underappreciate Warren G now at this point, because like I see him still working and you know, and then he's still doing his thing on IG and shit, and it's kind of like strange, like damn, like this guy really had a massive effect on the game, and he's just kind of like, you know, he's still around, but it's not the same, you know.
Def Jam West, dog.
Yeah, right. What was it, Def Jam West?
That was him. I think he was like the first West Coast.
Was he?
I don't know if the first West Coast, but
he was like
representing the West Coast on Def Jam. That's what he was signed to.
I never knew that he was signed to Def Jam.
Yeah, he wasn't on Death Row or anything. He was on
Def Jam. Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day, right?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, just like fools like that. I mean, even the guys now, I'm inspired by all the new guys too, like Rance, Cardo. I mean, the 1500 guys, not just Rance, but the 1500.
Yeah, 1500 or nothing.
Mike and Keys.
Oh yeah, Hit Boy, right? Hit Boy is just massive right now.
Hit Boy,
really going crazy.
I mean, the list goes on though.
Definitely. You know yeah. The West Coast is in good hands right now though.
For sure,
most definitely. Like I can imagine some shit with Warren.
Like I'm not even mentioning the TDE fools like Soundwave or THC or all that fools. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I could imagine some shit with Hit Boy and Warren G. Like that would be some shit right there.
Yeah,
that's a classic.
That's some next level shit.
Yeah, that's some
Warren G. Come on.
I feel like that's like a common theme though. I feel like oftentimes we don't get, like sometimes I'll see the vision or I'll have these ideas in my head of these collabs that don't ever like take place. Like, you know, I feel like there's always something that we're missing out. Like I don't know what it is in the game that keeps people away from each other, you know? Like I don't want to go something as cliche to say like a Kendrick and J. Cole, like a song, but things of that nature.
I just seen one of the like old school artists. It was the fucking Daz from Dog Pound, and then Capone from Capone and Noriega.
Yeah.
And those fools have a collab album coming out. And that's pretty tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in their primes, people thought they had beef, and those ones were like best homies and shit.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Something
those
was
ones to come
going
out
on
with the
there.
collab album. I mean, yeah, they're old now, but still, that shit's dope. You know what I mean? West Coast sound with the East Coast rapper on it.
Something that was under the radar. Huh?
Yeah, that's tight. It's like, but that's like one of those what you're talking about. You know, like those
Like those things that we never get. You know,
happen,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you know, the late great Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. Like we should have got like a Nipsey and a Dom whole tape produced by Hit Boy. You know, like things like that. You know, like that's epic, right? Like I could picture like a Dizzy Wright and a Currency, a whole tape. You know, like that. Some of these shit they seem to work.
Currency Snoop Dogg tape.
Yeah, hey, there you go. And they just never transpire. But you said Daz Dillinger, that's another producer that probably doesn't get talked about enough, right?
That's the sound of Death Row, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's Hail Mary. That's a lot of, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like Ambitions as a Writer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's some massive hits right there in his catalog, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude.
Along with being a fucking hell of a rapper.
Yeah.
Man, they really had a fucking era right there as far as the West Coast, Dog Pound.
Ride With Us?
Yeah. The Dog Food album, right?
Oh, Dog Food album, yep. I came up on the Dog Food album one time at Guitar Center playing with the DJ set. I just hit eject on one of the CDJs and that shit popped out.
And you just...
I took that shit home with me, dog.
Just a disc, huh?
It was a burn copy, too. It wasn't even legit one. I was like, fucking... I was like, what? This shit's in here? I took that.
Did you put
eject, fool.
How did you get it home without scratching it?
I just threw that shit in my pocket. I don't even know. I just threw it in my pocket, fool.
I used to burn a lot of them, too.
Yeah. But we were fucking around. We were youngsters too, maybe like middle school or early high school, freshman year maybe. And fucking Guitar Center playing with the DJ set and that shit was in there. Hit a jack, put that shit in my pocket. I was even shook, like, damn, I hope no one stops me for that shit.
For the burnt copy?
For the burnt copy.
Motherfucker, you stole this shit too. You didn't pay for this.
CDs with Sharpie, right?
Yeah. It just said DPG Dog Food. I was like, oh, that shit's mine.
That's a fucking classic.
I still have it somewhere in my CD case somewhere.
That's right. Do you still play CDs? Do you still bump CDs?
Sometimes I have them. I have my case, like my books, my pamphlets. I have like two.
Yeah, because I remember when I had my last car, I had a phase where I was just playing nothing but my CDs. Just I feel like similar to vinyl, the quality is just a little bit better. Like it just sounds a little bit softer, a little bit more texture, flavor to it. Yeah, exactly, more warm to it.
It's not so perfect as it is now. With the streaming shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the loofs and all
that.
Yeah,
it just had like the physical, whether it be records, tapes a little less quality, but the CDs, they have more like character, you know, like more personality, I feel. But then just that accessibility, right? That's just, because you could play a CD and then that's it, right? You ain't running back a CD too many times unless it's a fucking classic and you're really in that mood.
Actually, I still do be like, I have a CD in my car right now. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not. I don't play it all the time, but like when there's nothing playing, I just like, all right, let's.
Yeah, you just hit that real quick. Try to catch that vibe, right?
I mean, it's probably been in there since fucking. I got the motherfucker.
Yeah, what CD is it?
Dilla Rough Draft.
Okay.
Rough Draft. I'm sorry.
So it's just instrumental?
Nah, it's that one came in two copies, instrumental copy and the one with lyrics on it, but I have the lyrics.
That was the thing too, right?
Yeah. It's classic. It's a classic.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of bangers on that one.
And now, what are you leaning towards, like, as far as your production? Like, what still challenges you? Like, is there still something specific you're chasing? Is it like a hit? Is it a career? Is it the challenge of just still making your best possible beat? Like just trying to figure out that puzzle? Or is it just like a skill set? What's still the goal that's been keeping you going for this amount of years?
I mean, I'm gonna say for the love of the music, that's what's gonna keep me going. You know,
for sure.
I don't really make music for any of those things in particular. Yeah, I want all those things, but I think I'm really just making it for myself at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Just to keep me sane or keep me creative too. You know what I mean? And before this, I was like doing art and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like painting and you know, all that kind of shit, sketching or whatever, drawing, graffiti or whatever. You know what I mean? But like, so I was creating even before it was I started making beats. I was creating some way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's just part of it. Like I don't want to lose that ever. It's just always create.
So you still find this like as an outlet, like whether it's for like emotion or stress or whatever it is you're going through, right? For sure, yeah.
Who doesn't get through shit when they're listening to music? You know what I mean? Listen to music to get through shit.
I just seen some.
Imagine just creating.
Yeah, I just seen.
Get you through?
Like I didn't read up on the study, but I seen like some study that it said like nothing affects the human mind as deep as music, like specifically, and like how I'm sure a lot of people could relate to that because like whatever it is, whether it's a movie, whether it's a book, whether it's fucking a painting, like it's just there's always like something like a ceiling that you can't break through that music just always breaks through, you know,
right.
it's always there. Like it could be a song that you've heard a fucking 10,000 times, but you just know that when it plays, like damn, I can't really skip this song. Like, you know, like it kind of gets ingrained into your whole life.
You know what I always like about music too is like say you like you just said you listen to that song 10,000 times, you don't listen to it, right? You don't listen to it for 2 years or something, and then you say you end up like at a bar or you're even at a family party or some venue, and that song comes on. It's gonna take you back to that first time you felt back to the first way you felt when you heard it for the first time. You know.
Yeah.
What I mean? And that's like
you're
like oh damn, and then you're even in that vibe like you start dancing. You know what I mean?
A fucking blast from the past, huh?
And it brings you back like good food, you know. It takes you back to that memory. You're like, oh, I remember when I heard this shit, or
just like a vision just running through,
or even a time period in your life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like that's definitely something that's crazy how you attach certain songs to certain time periods. Cause it's just like damn, it just really just shoots you back like a fucking time machine. Like damn, like this was that. Like no matter what, even though I'm here now and I enjoy it, nah, this is that. This is 2007. This is 2010. Like whatever it may be.
It could have been a situation or whatever. But it's still gonna take you right back to that
it could be a person, a girl, a homie, a family member, whatever it is. Yeah, like I was having this discussion with somebody a couple days ago. And we're discussing how like now that kids have this accessibility to music, like and even kids that have parents, you know, like it's gonna be insane. Like trying to teach kids everything. Like, you know, obviously they're gonna have what they want to listen to and what they want to know. But even now maturing and getting to this age, like songs that I didn't like before when my mom would play them, now I realize, oh, this shit's fucking incredible. And like these kids are going to have that stack like times 10 because they have, you know, everything. They'll have all genres of music.
Pretty much getting the knowledge of their ancestors.
Basically.
Handed down.
So I'm sure if I had that accessibility back then, I would have had more opportunities to understand. Like, nah, this is great music. Like, maybe I just wasn't mature, whatever the case may have been. But now, like, these kids have access to.
Maybe you weren't feeling the way that those songs were making them feel at that time.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, because
you weren't tapped into that emotion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it was. If I'm speaking honestly, it was like a lot of like oldies, a lot of like Art LeBeau Sundays that just didn't do it for me. Like, you know, I just didn't. It didn't feel. It didn't make me feel anything. I didn't connect to it. But now when I go back to hear those songs, like I just bumped Brand Wood's whole
the 18 Best?
Yeah, the 18 Best. I went through it multiple times. I probably bumped it like 3 times at work. The whole thing. I just vibing to it.
That's a slap.
Yeah, and I was like, God damn, like this shit's really like it's really incredible. Like just the soul, the feeling of it, you know, what he's projecting, even the lyrics, the songwriting, like it made me think like, damn, like how we got completely disconnected from like the subject of love. Like that was really a thing like in that era, like all these guys talked about like was love, like loving their woman, you know, like that was most
making love.
Yeah,
how they fell in love.
Yeah, being sprung,
being brokenhearted.
Yeah, it was just about that, and now it's just about fuckery, you know. It's just about like these toxic things, you know. But that's the way music goes, right? But it's just interesting to see how the times change. He's gonna be at that day that Once Upon a Time too, right? In LA.
Yeah.
When
He's
when
still
I
getting his money though.
yeah,
seen
when
that
I
fool.
see them like in festivals and I see them performing, it makes me think like, damn, like, cause I wouldn't want to go. Like Al Green's on that bill too. I wouldn't want to go and be disappointed because that shit is not fun. You know,
Right.
I haven't had it too many times, but it's not fun to see an artist like
it's like
that you have a special connection to, like, and then you're like, damn, like,
he's old,
this
I
wasn't
can't do
it,
it no
yeah,
more.
or he didn't put his heart into a show, but it would be
I think
interesting
it just,
to see.
I think
Yeah,
maybe for those kind of guys, it'd probably just be like they just
trying to get their
the
bucks.
times
Yeah.
past them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but as long as they're not doing too much, they're not trying to like fucking sing their heart out, hitting these high notes. I'm sure they could still pull off a set.
Maybe have like a backup singer.
Yeah, a whole 3, right?
Yeah, something.
Three bitches snapping some fingers.
Those kind of cats that have like a fan base like crazy. Though.
Yeah,
like
they have a core. Yeah,
and all that, like
definitely.
in the fairs or whatever they do, like state.
Yeah, people will never get over just
casino circuit.
Yeah, specifically for what we're talking about, that emotion that they give them, that they'll have a fan base till the day they're gone. You know what I mean? I'm sure even overseas, possibly.
Oh, I'm sure overseas they're even more cracking. Oldies are forever.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
because forever.
Even Japan, everything, right? Like they attach to the culture, whatever it may be, whatever's hot right now at the moment.
Oh no, they love our culture over there for sure.
Specific, not only fucking music culture, but they even love like West Coast.
Yeah, like even Chicano culture.
Yeah, specifically Chicano culture, the whole swag, everything about the dressing. Yeah, it's interesting how that gets adopted, and it never really translates the other way, right? It's like we don't really adopt too much of Japanese culture or like any like Asian, right? As far as like as a whole.
Maybe like in the anime,
yeah, right.
I mean, there's millions of anime fans, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, especially now, it's bigger than it's ever been.
Right.
And then we're watching Dragon Ball Z, right? Like that's like a weird thing that you don't want to consider anime because it was over here so early, but that's fucking anime, right?
Anime,
you know? Yeah, technically
like one of the
speaking.
first ones
Hell yeah. Even like Pokemon, right?
Right. Yeah, Pokemon too.
Yeah, that's like anime, right? Technically, hell yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's 3 massive fucking shows right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking appreciate you doing this. First guest, you know, I'm sure I'll have you back on.
For sure,
Hell yeah, for those of you guys don't know, me and fucking Resh, thanks Chris, we got a couple tracks. This is my cousin too, so I'm happy that you're the first one on. This was the fucking first episode of the Angel Is podcast. We will be doing more. Don't fucking think we're not. And we got you. Stay tuned. Appreciate y'all supporting through everything. And love y'all. Have a fucking blessed day. Blessed life. Let's get this shit. Peace out.
Right.
You can follow me at Angel.is _I5 on everything. Fucking Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I got everything right there. To check out my music, you go search up Angel Is on all platforms, YouTube. They can follow you at
Resh in the Flesh on all platforms, Twitter.
Hell yeah! If you guys want to check out some of our collabs, we got Still Peaking. We got mailboxes. We got a couple other things. We got international. We got a few things. Check them out. They're everywhere to be found. Shout out to Dig This Engineering in the cut. I5 Records, still what it is. We're gonna keep this bitch pushing. I don't like your tone, I don't want your vibe. I'm chilling with my guys, laughing all night, getting shit right. Money talks with an accent, let me check the passport. Ain't no Samson, need it international. What you think I rap for, to kick it in this rat hole? Whoa. Money talks with an accent, let me check the passport. Ain't no Samson, need it international. What you think I rap for, to kick it